Guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. I wanted to share with you guys my summer TBR. I didn't have a TBR like this month of July because I feel like I just wanted to be able to like pick from books. So I have a lot of books here that I want to show you that I want to read before I go back to school next month, and it's a lot. Like, it's very ambitious. I'm obviously not going to get through all of these, but these are just the kind of books that I'm going to be picking through. So if you see my wrap-ups and you recognize some of them, you're like, oh, good job. You read some books off of your TBR. I have a lot of books here. So I have romance books, I have thrillers, I have a couple fantasies, I have some new releases. I have a lot of fun stuff here. I want to start by talking about the new releases. Now, some of them are newer than others, but some of them I just still haven't read yet. You can see it down here, but I have Funny Story by Emily Henry. This is her newest book. It's not super new anymore, but it is her newest book and I haven't read it yet, but this is also my sister's copy, so you can't even tell, but it has some tabs in it. I haven't read it yet, she's read it. So I'm not actually super sure what this book is about. I just know that it's her newest book, and I think this is about Daphne and Miles. This is their love story. If you've read it already, you know. I have not, but my sister says it's very good, so I'm very excited for this. And this is something I definitely want to read this month. Like, in the month of July, I want to read Funny Story. I'm currently kind of like in the middle of beach read, so I don't know if I'm gonna get to 2 Emily Henry books in 1 month, but summer is Emily Henry's prime, so we'll see. The next one is Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. This is also not like the newest of releases, but it is pretty new. Like I said with Emily Henry, this is Ali Hazelwood's newest book. This, I believe, is still a STEM romance, but I think it's a little bit raunchier than her other romances, so I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this. But I also didn't read Bride, and I am never gonna read it, I don't think, because it's just not my cup of tea. And I think that the other one that she's coming out with that was like supposed to be called Wet is also like a raunchy romance. Maybe she's just branching out from her little sweet little STEM romances, but this is still STEM romance, but I do think it's a little bit raunchier. Like, I think she gives like a disclaimer in the beginning about the fact that it is like, I don't know, I feel like I saw that online, but I do really want to read this book. It's also kind of like not a super long. I also don't know if this is like summary, but it is a new release, so I want to read it because it's new. And I've heard that like very mixed things about this book. I'm also not sure what it's about. I don't know. But like I said, I've heard really mixed things. A lot of people really like it and a lot of people don't like it because it is a little bit more raunchy, but like her romance books were always like that, so this one just is like, I guess worse, or not worse, but like more. Worse is not the right word because they're not. I love Ali Hazelwood's books, but. And then the newest one that actually just came out like a few days ago is A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston. This is so bright. Why? Like, it's so, like, it doesn't even show up on camera how bright that is. But it's okay. This is like a magical realism, just like 7 Year Slip was, and I think also The Dead Romantics. Like, I think that's Ashley Poston's like thing, and I'm pretty sure the main character in this book gets stuck in a book basically, and I think she falls in love inside of a book. So I don't know, I'm excited to read this. I think that it's like a very interesting concept, but the same thing with Not in Love. I've heard really mixed things about this book because I loved 7 Year Slip, but people saying that they love 7 Year Slip are saying that this wasn't as good, and maybe like 7 Year Slip was just her like one-hit wonder. I don't know. I have to see because I didn't read Dead Romantics, but I hear not a lot of people like that, and I'm like, maybe it's just because it's her first book. I don't know, but we'll see. I want to read this really soon. I also want to read this. Like, all 3 of the new releases I want to read this month. Not that I think it matters like coast to coast, but Summer Girl by Elle Kennedy. I'm not sure what this book is about. I think she's in college and she spends her summers like at the beach, and it's like a friends to lovers, I'm pretty sure. My sister really likes this book. I got a lot of my book recommendations from her because when she reads books first and she likes them, it makes me want to read them, because why would I not like it if she likes it? But the next book, which is also kind of a new release, but I wanted to put it with the summer romances because it's This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. This is a summer romance. She's vacationing and it's best friend's brother. Okay. They're on vacation and it's like a best friend's brother romance, I guess. I don't know. I'm not too sure what this book is about. I just know it's a new release. I know people like Carly Fortune and I know that it's popular and I want to read it. This one is YA. This is The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther, I guess is how you say that. Just in case you want to take notes at the end of this book. There's like 7 blank pages. I love when books do that because I know like they're trying to make the book fit into like the jacket or whatever, but like why do I have pages to take notes for this book? Like, I don't know. That's just funny to me. They vacation in Martha's Vineyard and I think there's a romance thing going on, but it is YA. It should be like a cutesy fun read because it's YA, so it's not too like, usually it's not going to be too heavy, but we'll see. The next book is The Layover by Lacey Walden. This is a book about a flight attendant and a pilot, like a romance story, because they get stuck in Belize for a weekend, like a layover because of like issues with the plane or something, and I've heard really good things about this book and I'm very excited to read it. It was super popular I think a couple summers ago, but I don't know if it is still, but I still really want to read it. I haven't read it yet. The next book is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. This is a second chance romance? No, it's an enemies to lovers, and they have to end up going on a honeymoon together because all of the people in the wedding party get sick. Okay, that sounds really good actually. I'm very excited about this. It is also a very very brightly covered book, but that's okay. I've heard really good things about this. I loved Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. I want to read the rest of her books, and this is another one of them, and it's a summer romance, so it's perfect to put on my summer TBR. The next book is The Weekenders by Mary Kay Andrews. This is again about North Carolina. It's not about the Outer Banks. I think it's about a made-up island called Belle Isle, but I don't know if that's real. I've never heard of that before, so if it is, I'm sorry if you're from there or something and I don't know that it's real. But I don't know if this is a romance or if it's a women's fiction. I know that there's like some romance in it, but I think she's also like looking for her lost husband. I think this is like a mystery, actually. I've gone through like so many things with this book, but I do think this is a mystery and there's romance in it. I did find it in the romance section. I don't know if that's like the right place for it because it says that like her husband is missing in a murderous way. So like, did he die? Did someone kill him? Did he kill someone? I don't know. We'll see. It sounds good though. I really want to get into Ellen Hildebrand's books. So I picked up The Perfect Couple because, I don't know, it's the one that sounded the best to me. I don't know if there's like an order for these ones, but this is, I think, a part of the like Nantucket mysteries. But basically it's wedding season and I don't know, the lighting makes it really hard to see when it's this way, so let me just, don't mind me. So the maid of honor for this wedding in Nantucket is found dead and Ed Capinash has to solve the mystery. These are women's fiction, I do believe. I don't think they're romance, but it's also like mystery. But I did find this in the women's fiction section. So now I just have some romance books that aren't summery, but I still want to read and want to put on my summer TBR. I have Out of Love by Hazel Hayes. I've heard really good things about this book. This is, I want to say, a second chance romance. Oh, no. This is the book that everyone talks about because it goes backwards in their relationship. So you get the breakup and then you go back to them like being happy, I want to say. I think this book is really interesting because I've never read a book that goes like backwards. I've read a lot of books that kind of skip between time periods where you get like their relationship but in flashback chapters, and then you get their present time where they like don't like each other, but I've never read a book that goes backwards through a story instead of like forwards. I think that's really interesting. So I've been wanting to read this book for such a long time, and I think the summer is like the perfect time for this. So I might not read this like this month, but I might read it next month. But I do really want to read this summer because I've heard such good things about it, specifically by my best friend Sarah. I love her, and I think she loves this book. The next one is Daisy Hates by Jessa Hastings. This is the second book in the Magnolia Parks like universe. I think I don't know if Daisy Hates and Magnolia Parks are like separate series or if they're all one series, but this follows Daisy Hates and Christian, I don't know what his last name, Christian Hems, is that how you say his name? Basically, Christian's obsessed with Magnolia. If you've never read Magnolia Parks, I don't think this is a spoiler, but because it's like it, I don't know. This isn't a spoiler for Magnolia Parks because I think that it's like mentioned really early on and it's not like a huge plot point. So hopefully I'm not spoiling this for you guys when I say what this book's about, but Christian is obsessed with Magnolia, but this is a love story between Daisy and Christian, and I think that this book is going to be a lot more sad than the first one was, because I didn't cry at the first one. Everyone cries in the first book, like Magnolia Parks, everyone cries. I didn't cry. I didn't feel like I needed to cry. I was connected to the characters, but I didn't feel like it was cry-worthy. I might cry at this book because I feel like the topic is just more like sad and like, not like relatable, because that's like kind of sad, but it just feels more real that she's like competing for Christian's love with like another woman that's like taken. I don't know. I'm excited to read this. I really liked Magnolia Parks, and I kind of feel like I'm gonna like Daisy Hates better because I'm not a fan of the trope that's in Magnolia Parks. I never have been. So I think everyone loved that book, but I was never really a fan because I don't like the trope in that book, but I still really enjoyed it. So I think I'm just gonna like this one more. The last romance book that's like strictly romance is Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. This, oh, there's condensation on it from my coffee. This is the second book in the like Rebel Blue Ranch series. They're like interconnected, so it's not like a linear series, but I'm excited for it. I really liked Done and Dusted. This is about the brother, Weston, like the cute little brother. I guess like the little older brother. I think they're both older than her, but they live on a ranch and they ride horses, and I think the girl in this is like the interior designer for the bed and breakfast that he wants to make. I'm not mistaken. So I'm excited to read this because I've really liked Done and Dusted, and I'm hoping that this one is like just as good. Okay, I also have just like a random YA book that I want to read this summer, and that's The House of the Cerulean Sea, or The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. I've heard really good things about this book. Like I said many times before, my sister thinks it's really good, so I want to read it. I'm not entirely sure what this book is about. I know that it's like a little bit magical, but I'm not really sure what that means. I'm just like, it looks good. It's a funky cover and I like it, and my sister says it's good, so I want to read it. And it's kind of summer vibes because it's like the water is there, which means summer. So next I have a couple thrillers. The first one is The Only Survivors by Megan Miranda. I also have her book The Last Houseguest on here. These are two books by her on my TBR this summer. So this one is set in the Outer Banks, and it's about a girl who was in a house with people and some of them died, or maybe she was the only one who survived. 9 of them survived. So 9 of them survived, and I think they go back and like rent the same house, which I feel like is just traumatic in itself. I don't know why you would do that, but I guess they just want to solve the mystery. And I just think the cover's really pretty because this is kind of what 98% of the houses in the Outer Banks look like, so it's just like an interesting thing to look at. And then I have The Last Houseguest by her, which is not a summer romance at all, but oh wait, yeah. Oh no, wait, she was found dead at the end of summer. Maybe it is a summer mystery. That's crazy. But I've heard really good things about this book, so I'm excited. I hate... Oh, is that a permanent sticker? Yeah. I hate permanent stickers on books, by the way. And then the last thriller that I have that I want to read is called Just the Nicest Couple by Mary Kubica? I don't know how you say that. But she wrote Local Woman Missing, and I know a lot of people really liked that. I think a lot of people liked this book too. I'm not really sure what it's about though. So someone's dead, someone disappeared, they have to find them. Okay, and the last 2 books that I have to show you that are on my summer TBR are not romances, they're not cute summer books. They are either a fantasy, I think they're both fantasies, but one of them is like dark academia vibes, which is probably not the best thing to read in summer, but I want to read this like right before I go back to school, just so that I have a book that's inspiring me to want to learn. So the first book, that's not that book that I was just talking about, is Powerless by Lauren Roberts, and I really want to read this because obviously the second one just came out really recently, like I think last week or something, but because, and I don't want to be mean and have like prejudgments to this, but there is a bit of controversy going on with this book. I'm like pretty sure that it's this book, and apparently this book has a lot of plagiarism accusations around it. So the 2 books that people are saying that like the plagiarism is about is Red Queen and The Hunger Games, and I just want to read it for myself because I've heard that some of the scenes very specific scenes are like exactly the same as they are in the books with both, and I really want to read it to see if that's true or if people are just relating them. Like right now I'm reading the Divergent series, and a lot of people related Katniss and Triss from Hunger Games and Divergent together and said that they were like Veronica Roth copyrighted. What's her name? Suzanne Collins? Is that who writes Hunger Games? Yeah, Suzanne Collins, right? Yeah, Suzanne Collins. I was right. Okay. That she like plagiarized her because the characters were kind of similar. So I want to see if it's like that. And like, I know I probably shouldn't be like spreading this around, and I don't mean to be. I just want to say that that's why I want to read it, because I want to read it really badly, because I want to form my own opinions about the book and see if it is really plagiarized or not, because I know everyone like loves this book, and if it was that plagiarized, don't you think people would notice? If so many people love it and read it, I don't know. We'll see. So this is definitely something I want to read this summer before I forget about it. And then the book that I was talking about that has the dark academia vibes is the second book in the Atlas 6 series, which is The Atlas Paradox. This came out quite a while ago. It's also very reflective. This came out quite a while ago, so I just haven't read it yet, but the third one just came out also a while ago, but I think in like January or something. That is all the books that I have to show you. It is in total 20 books exactly. So I picked out 20 books for the next 2 months. That is a lot of books to want to read, and you can't see them, but they're literally like right here. Maybe you can see them a little bit actually. So anyway, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed watching me talk about my summer TBR. I hope you guys are gonna look out for these books when you see them in my wrap-ups. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I get to at least half. I want to get to at least 10 of these books because a lot of them I really do want to read like pretty badly, so maybe I can just mood read my way through the next 2 months. We'll see. But anyway, let me know if you read any of these books, if you liked any of these books, if you want to read any of these books. I want to know all your thoughts. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! Mwah!